ডিয়ার ভিউয়ার্স, যেটা বাংলায় দিলাম সেটার ইংরেজিটা এখন করছি। যারা ইংরেজি শোনেন অনেকেই বলেছেন, আমার যারা ফলোয়ার্স আছেন এবং আমার যারা ফেসবুক ফ্রেন্ডস আছেন, তাদের মধ্যে অনেকেই বলেছেন যেন আমি ইংরেজিতেও দেই। তাদের জন্য এবং বহির্বিশ্বের জন্য এখন আমি ইংরেজিতে দিচ্ছি। ডিয়ার ভিউয়ার্স, the trade war has already been started between the United States of America and China due to the naval blockade of the United States of America in Persian Gulf. Particularly China has been facing a problem of getting the supply of oil and agricultural equipments. You know that China is a country reaching in the peakable stage of industrial development. You know that Chinese industrial goods are getting a market all over the world, and because of the constraint situation created particularly in oil supply, fuel supply, and particularly the supply of the agricultural elements, China has been facing a particular problem for industrial production and agricultural production also. And that is why China has taken the measure and decision to create a particular trade bloc against the United States of America. First of all, China is going to retaliating measure against the United States of America, particularly in trade and commerce. China wants to make a blockade of supply chains. In supply chains, there were so many things from China exactly to the United States of America. The first is that China want to exactly squeeze the supply of elements, industrial elements, particularly to China. And one of the important elements that is mineral, which minerals are very much minerals being imported from China by the United States of America are very important exactly to run the industry of the United States of America. And this industrial position of the United States of America, exactly the production of heavy goods, heavy, just car and weapons, and that is why mineral elements are very important, that is being imported by the United States of America from China. China will exactly create an impediment and block it to exactly particularly on the supply chains to the United States of America. And other is that other elements, some agricultural elements and some other elements, these are being imported by the United States of America, from China. And not only that, China will create a particular impediment on the access of, American goods in Chinese market, particularly in China. China is a country having huge number of peoples, a vast country, and China has a great extended market particularly, and China is importing so many goods from the United States of America. And in this aspect, when China has been facing blockade, particularly from the United States of America, China will retaliate it in the way that she will not exactly import anything from the United States of America in her market. So there is a tussle. There is a tussle, that is the trade tussle already been created between the United States of America and China. Secondly, if necessary, if the naval blockade continues, if necessary, China will exactly send their warships as well as deploying military, because there should be deterrence before the naval blockade of the United States of America. And that is why this is a military measure that might be exactly that might be responded from the Chinese authority. And second is that China openly has declared that China will supply everything to Iran, that is military equipments, satellite, and intelligence, surveillance, and etc. All the military equipments, all the defense equipments, and above all, China will supply all necessary equipments to create a strong and formidable air defense for Iran against the United States of America. So I think that if in this aspect, China is intervened. There is an every possibility exactly to create a particular large-scale arms skirmishes. And if it is so, if China will face any sort of impediment, particularly in trade and commerce, China will exactly China will have no option but to go to the exclusive war. That if it is so, what will be the picture of the impending world? That is a matter of question, and that is a matter to be watched in the coming days. Thank you very much. Thank you, viewers.